Hello friends and welcome to Shannon Smiles. I'm Alyssa. So back when I first started my channel, one of the video series I guess that I was hoping to start but never really continued on was my concert experiences. I went to 2 concerts I believe that I have on there, and I actually made a playlist of those videos at one point. I don't know if it's still up. If it's not, I will create it again. But it was a Melanie Martinez concert and a Tegan and Sarah concert. And I thought that it would be a bigger series than it was, but it wasn't for a few reasons. One being, concerts are expensive, so I didn't go to as many. And then I just ended up not really making the videos. But I went to a concert this past weekend and I really want to make a video for this one. I feel like it's kind of important. I have thoughts on it. And even when I was there, I was like, I'm gonna make a video about it, so I guess I'm gonna just jump into it. So the concert I went to this past weekend was I saw Josh Groban and Idina Menzel in Pittsburgh. And my initial plan was to film some of it for you guys so that I could maybe put like a snippet in here. You're not gonna see that here, unfortunately, but I'm going to talk a little bit about them. The reason being is because even though I didn't make my concert experience video for it, I did go to a Halsey concert, and for that one what ended up happening was I was like, well, I'm just gonna like film a snippet of my favorite songs. Well, then it turned out to be like a majority of the concert was my favorite songs, and even though I didn't film any complete song, it was like I was constantly putting phone up, putting phone down, like to get like snippets. And I still really enjoyed it. I really liked that concert too, but it did make a difference. I wanted to be in the moment for this one, so that's why unfortunately I'm not going to get any videos. Going forward, if I do this kind of thing again, my plan would be to try to get like a snippet of something to put in here to kind of give you an idea. And I do have another concert planned, so if people do like this one, if you like this style, I guess let me know and I'll keep making another one. Also, if you want to see a video for the Halsey one, let me know that down below and I'll do that as well. But for the Josh Groban and Idina Menzel concert, as you may be able to tell from the title, I have opinions that I need to get out there. So it was a Josh Groban concert with special guest Idina Menzel. And my aunt actually saw the billboards for it when they were like first advertising for it, and she was like, we should really go. And I was like, sure. But I really like Josh Groban, but I wasn't like a huge Idina Menzel fan. Actually, I really didn't like her all that much before going into this, so I was like, sure. So my family, it was me and my sister and Jocelyn came, and then it was my mom and my aunt, whose idea it was, and then my other aunt. The 6 of us went to this concert, and Idina was like the opener, and I remember saying like, you know, I like the show she was in, I like some of her music, so like I'm more there for Josh Groban for sure. And I remember saying that it would be interesting because I know that they were in like chess together. Like, I don't know, I have a recording of the 2 of them singing in chess together. I think it might have been like a concert version or something. But I was like, so it'd be cool if they like ended up singing together at some point, some of that stuff. So we go in, Jocelyn and I had dinner at a restaurant called the Red Ring, which is like on Duquesne's campus, or like by Duquesne's campus, which was within walking distance. We got down there a little early to have dinner, and then my family, since they were coming from out of town, met us there. But we were still there like an hour early, and we got in, got our seats, whatever, hung out, and then Idina Menzel came on. And now I, in the past, had been known to maybe say some things about not liking her voice all that much, not liking some of her like theories of singing. But I have to tell you, in all honesty, I feel like I owe Idina Menzel an apology, because she kind of blew me away at this, to be honest with you. Like, maybe it's because my expectations were kind of low. I was just like, I'll just sit through it and then whatever. But like, she was really good. Like, her voice sounded amazing. I could tell what she was saying, and she was really funny, like in all of the stuff that she was talking about in between, and it was just super entertaining. And the songs that she did were really good. She made sure that she kind of hit like a little bit of like, I guess what would be like her greatest hits. She sang some songs from Frozen, she sang some songs from Wicked, and she sang some songs from Rent, which I think are what people tend to know her the most from. And then she also sang some of her own original music as well. And it was all really good. And actually I ended up knowing most of it. And she also did a cover of that I'll Stop the World and Melt With You song, which was good, but was not really a highlight to me. But yeah, it was really good. She sang for a whole hour, which I wasn't necessarily expecting, and she sounded really great during the whole of it. But yeah, so I really feel like I kind of owe her an apology for not having higher expectations and knowing what she was really capable of. I was super impressed with what Idina Menzel brought to the table. And yeah, and so then also Josh Groban, so then he got up and he sang for a while, and it was really, like, it was kind of late, so I was afraid that I was going to fall asleep, because he's not, like, his music I feel like is more slower stuff, and I had been up since early in the morning because I worked that day, but I didn't fall asleep at all, and I really enjoyed it. He did a mix of songs. I mean, he has been doing this, both of them have been doing this for such a long time, and they've put out so much music and done so much in their careers that I wasn't sure going into it if I would know a lot of it, because neither of them is an artist that I've personally kept up with all that much, but I ended up knowing a majority of both of their sets, which was really kind of cool. So I had, when I was younger and was a bigger fan of both of them, I had an album by Idina Menzel and an album by Josh Groban, but I've only had one album by both of those people, and I was probably in high school when I had them, like high school or like college, of like their original music, and then also like some of the musicals that they've done. Obviously I admitted that I had the chess one before, so that's how like I knew some of their music, but I thought I was more of like a just kind of familiar with both of them and was going with my family to like enjoy a night of music, but not really something that like I personally would have picked. But like I said, I ended up knowing like all of it, which was super cool. There were only a few songs that I wasn't familiar with, but I really liked them. And there's kind of this overall message to the concert that was like super impactful, and why I felt compelled to talk about it. Like, this was, like I said, this was a series that I had going and I thought was kind of done, but I felt the need to discuss this because it was really cool. So this concert took place in Pittsburgh, and not very long ago in Pittsburgh was the Tree of Life shooting. Both of these performers, which I don't know if I knew this or not going into it, but both of them are Jewish. And so Idina Menzel came out, and I couldn't really, she didn't have like the big screen right away. It came a little later. But by like the third song, it was there so that you could see her because we were a little further back. But she had on the Pittsburgh Strong like shirt that came out that was kind of like in support, which I thought was really cool. And she was talking about how she had this outfit specifically for us. And then she was talking about in her Rent set, kind of, that she always sang this one song for Jonathan Larson, how, you know, Rent was her big break, and how he died the opening night of the show. And so she always sings this song like for him. But she said she figured he would be okay if for this one night we did it for the people who were affected by the Tree of Life shooting. And so she lit like a small candle that she had, and then we all used our cell phones as light, and she sang No Day But Today, and it was beautiful. And looking around, it was just very kind of awe-inspiring and just like a wow moment of being in this place, you know, a part of something so much bigger, and in memory of these people who were impacted, you know, some of whom might have been people there who knew somebody or whatever. So it was just really nice for her to do something like that. And Josh Groban did the same thing with the song that he did for his encore. He did 2 songs for his encore, and it was the second one, or no, it was the first one, was, he said, was like his more sad song, and then the second one is more hopeful, and he was dedicating them to the Tree of Life people as well. The second one was Bridge Over Troubled Water. The first one, is it called A Breath Away? It's the one that says like a breath away is not far to where you are. So, you know, it was another moment that was very impactful. There were, I know with Josh Groban's song that I cried a little bit, and so did some of my other family members. I don't think it was necessarily for the same reasons. I think we had someone else in mind when we were for us, but I think that's okay too. But I enjoyed how much there was a focus on the strength of these people and remembering these people and supporting these people in the concert. There was also this other kind of overall feeling to it that was a part of, but that it wasn't only that. It was this idea that basically we need to get our humanity back, and as you know, people, we need to be kind to one another, and we need to support one another. And there was just a lot that kind of went into that. They both talked about, there was a section where they talked about the organizations that they both have, which are in place to help with young people who maybe wouldn't have the opportunity to take part in the arts, to make that possible. Their foundations that they have, which was really nice. And there was a song that he even kind of sang like for them, I guess. And just a lot of it was very uplifting. There was a very positive energy going throughout the whole place, and it was, you know, very lovely to kind of be surrounded by that, you know, almost like in like a hug of just this positivity, which I don't think you get of a lot. And I really am super thankful to Josh Groban, to Idina Menzel for setting that mood throughout that night. I think it was something that was kind of very well needed by me for sure, but probably by a lot of people in the PPG Paints arena that night. And because I did talk so much about Idina, I do want to also touch on Josh Groban. He sounded amazing, of course. Like, I definitely expected that. And honestly, it was kind of funny because his, like, final song before his encore was You Raise Me Up. And before he got there, I honestly even forgot that that was, like, a song that he sang, and that, you know, I was like, oh, yeah, like, I haven't heard this song in so long. I kind of forgot about it. But he sounded amazing the whole time. There was, you know, a part where he actually like kind of came back so we could see him. He was closer than like being as far away as the stage was. But so that was kind of cool. And he sang, he was very kind of personal when he talked about, because he was saying that he went to school there for a short time. He didn't graduate from there, but he did attend Carnegie Mellon. And he had a lot of great memories there, and he kind of talked about that. He talked about kind of some of his own personal struggles. He talked about one of the, you know how everyone asks what's your favorite song, what's the song that stands out to you when you put together an album, when you write an album. And he said that, you know, there isn't one that like is his favorite, but one that stood out to him because of where he was, and he knows like where he was in the time when he wrote it, is the song, I believe it's called River, which was really cool. And he talked about the importance of mental health and mental health awareness. And it was just really a positive, good vibes all around that were just very much so needed, I think, in the world today. It's one of those concerts that I went in thinking I was a casual listener of both of these people, and came out with like so much more respect for both of them. And I had a lot of respect for both of them going into it, but like coming out, like, you know, I have so much more respect for these people, and it's an experience that unfortunately not too many more people are gonna have the chance to do, because I know they mentioned that they're kind of coming towards the end of their tour, but it was one that I definitely think is worth checking out. Like if you get the chance to see either of them in the future, like I never thought I would go out of my way to get an Idina Menzel ticket, but now, like, if she was going to perform somewhere, I would definitely go see it. And Josh Groban, like, kind of in the same realm. I mean, I knew going into his that I was going to love it. I've been a bigger fan of his, I think. But, yeah, it was just a great experience, and the positive energy and stuff is something that I'm kind of hoping to carry on with me for the rest of, like, my life, I guess. I mean, it wasn't anything like super profound that you wouldn't get anywhere else, but it was something that was just really nice and really kind of reminds you of that mindset, and that's something that maybe we should strive for is, you know, kindness in the midst of all this chaos, and still not losing our humanity, and still being good people and knowing how to treat one another. And it was just a great time. So yeah, so those are my thoughts, I guess, on that. I guess I'll leave you there. But thank you all so much for watching. If any of you have had a chance to go to this concert or any of their concerts, let me know down below, like, what you thought. If you want to see future my concert experience videos or have an idea of how I can make them better, let me know that all down below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you all. And as always, don't forget to share them smiles. Ciao for now, friends.